A lot going on with UAW. As I brought you before, there is a potential strike looming among the big three automakers. That contract expires on September 14th. They also, like the Teamsters, have a new, more militant president who was just elected by their members to take a more aggressive stance and posture in terms of these negotiations. So there's a little bit of a backstory here. One of the executives of the big three, Stellantis it's now called, he has been putting out all this, oh, you guys got to understand economic reality and you've got to be reasonable in your approach. He put out this letter that just was so patronizing and absolutely enraged the membership. They also came to the table with a deal that was flat out rejected by the new UAW president, Shawn Fain, as not serious, as expecting them to take concessions at a time when they are very much expecting to make up for some of the concessions that they took in the past, in particular in the way the workforce bailed out the big three along with taxpayers back in that 2008-2009 era. Well, now it comes out that this dude, the executive CEO of Stellantis, while these negotiations have been going on, he's not even in the country. He's in his second home, vacationing in Acapulco. Take a look at this. So he is out there living it up while he's putting terrible deals on the table and calling for workers to accept economic realism. Saagar, apparently he and his husband just bought one of the most expensive mansions in all of Detroit. His husband is also an Amazon executive, apparently. Got this beautiful mansion, second home in Acapulco that he's spending lots of time in during these negotiations. It's just absolutely unbelievable and really does tie into they think they're entitled to this life. Yeah. And then the workers who, create the profits, do the labor to generate these profits are entitled to just the minimal scraps. They're the ones who have to face the economic reality.
Well, you don't need a second home in Mexico. It sounds nice. It must be nice, actually, to be able to jet away and issue statements and work like this and all of that. Apparently, the CEO of the company made $25 million last year. And their head of bargaining, as you said, he just bought the most expensive house in all of Detroit. I genuinely wonder if these people don't understand public record. It's like, do you know what this is going to look like whenever you're saying these types of things? Or, to be honest, I think they just don't care. How many people are really going to cover it? Us? A couple local Detroit papers? That's pretty much it. And that's part of the problem. Nobody really does cover labor that well in the country. And a lot of these people, unless, Ted Cruz, every once in a while somebody gets in trouble for going to Cancun, but this is business as usual and kind of has been for a long time. So it's disgusting, but as part of the worst is like how banal it is actually in the context of how normally these things kind of go.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Right now it looks very much like a month from now they could be heading towards a major strike. Obviously, This would be huge. It would be certainly one of the largest strikes in recent history. Put this up on the screen, a little bit of the backstory here, the ongoing tensions. They say tensions rise in UAW contract talks with Stellantis as strike threat looms. UAW President Shawn Fain said in a statement that Stellantis has broken a pledge not to seek givebacks in this round of talks, in which the union is seeking more than 40% general pay raises over 4 years, restoration of pensions for newer hires, cost of living increases, an end to wage tiers, and other benefits. So Shawn Fain and the UAW have made it very clear they are not taking a concessionary contract, period, end of story. So when Stellantis showed up with a contract that was like, but how about you take some concessions, they were understandably outraged. By the way, that 40% pay raise that they're seeking over 4 years, the reason they picked that number is because that is the pay raise that the CEOs of these companies have gotten over that same time frame. So they're saying, listen, if you're doing well, that's great. God bless. Let us in on a little bit of this prosperity. And again, these automakers are doing well. Stellantis actually is the most profitable of the big three at this point. Yeah. So, they're making some big asks. They feel like they have a unified workforce. They have a real commitment. They've got militant leadership. They've got a tight labor market, and they're willing to go to the table and push really hard for what they think they deserve. And again, keep in mind that these workers all took a big haircut and gave up, among other things, their cost of living increases as part of the auto bailout back in 2009. So, we remember the taxpayers bailed out the big three. That was good. We should have done that, protect American industry, jobs, et cetera. The workers also were part of helping with that bailout, such that their pay, in absolute, when you account for inflation, is way down from where it was during that period. And so they're looking to claw back a bit of what they have given up over those years to make these automakers profitable.
Yeah, exactly. And one good thing too is that history and politics is really on the side of the UAW here, because in previous times, what would they do? They're going to slash and burn, and they're going to outsource to China, to Japan, or sorry, to outsource to Japan, to China and to Mexico.
Yeah.
But because of the political wind shifting completely against that, they don't have that option this time. And I think that really is to the benefit. The main part is we got to get our trade policy unified such that foreign competitors can't come in and do what they did in the 1970s, which was basically undercut the American market with cheaper made goods because of our ridiculous free trade policy. So if you make sure you protect that, and you actually give the union, if you give the union the living wage, and then also focus things on the quality control side and all that, we actually could have what we haven't seen in a long time, which is an actually good, well-made American union-made car. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong with the car market over the last 50 years, but outsourcing was one of the original sins that killed it completely. So this is a good thing, though, that's really on their side.
Yeah, and in the EV transition, if they want to take advantage of the incentives
Tax
laid
breaks,
out by the Biden
union.
administration, it's
Right.
got to be here. Now, the Biden administration did screw up and get crosswise of the union on their EV incentives because they didn't require these new factories to have union labor or to match the wages of the workers who are, building the sort of traditional gas-powered cars. So that's a major sticking point. It's part of why the union has not endorsed Biden when most other unions have fallen in line. So there's a lot going on there too. But this is one to watch, guys. This is getting more and more heated and could have huge implications for the economy and for workers in general.
Certainly could. We're going to keep an eye on it.
Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.